Hello, everyone, and welcome to OLEAD 210. I am your professor this semester, Dr. Michael Hamill. I wanted to create this video for you, for everyone, just as an introduction to the course, talk a little bit about my background, so you know how I fit as the instructor, talk a little bit about what the intent and purposes of the course, and then talk to you a little bit about my expectations for your assignments this semester. So to begin with, I'll introduce myself. My background is as an applied psychologist. So I do real world research in organizations and help them to solve problems within their organizations in a consulting capacity. And I also do a lot of evaluation work on programs and organizational processes. So teaching is not my full-time gig. I'm a part-time faculty. My full-time job is as the evaluation director for Penn State Extension, which is the non-credit arm of kind of community outreach and education for the university. So my full-time job is evaluating the success of different programming initiatives across all 67 counties within Pennsylvania. So I do this as a full-time job. And this course, OLEAD 210, what is it all about? Well, it's an applied course. It's about applying evidence-based knowledge to leadership decisions. So if I had to wrap up this course in one statement, I would say my ultimate objective for you in this course is to get you to be in a constant state of why when you're making leadership decisions. What I want you to always be asking by the end of this course is you go through your day in your organization or in your work environment is be asking, what are you doing? And is it based on credible evidence of utility? And when I say evidence and utility, I mean, is there proof that what you're doing is based on something that's worked in the past? And if you have strong evidence that it's worked in the past, right, it's producing the results it's supposed to, then it's more likely that that will continue to work in the future. But I can guarantee you that there are things that are happening in your work environment that you're going, why are we doing this? There's no justification for this. Or you get the old, well, that's just the way we do things around here, which is not an evidence-based strategy for implementation within your organizations. So I really want you to, in this course, apply different types of evidence to your work experiences. And one of the things you're going to be doing as part of your midterm and your final projects in this course is you're going to be applying evidence to design evidence-based interventions for issues that you see in your work environments. So you're going to actually identify, and I want you to start thinking about that even now, just start brainstorming, what am I going to do? Or what have I seen in my environment that I kind of question, right, why we're doing this, or maybe I see room for improvement in some process within my work environment that I believe that I could find evidence in the literature to support a different way of doing something. And so you're going to lay that out for me on a small scale for your midterm project, and then in a larger capacity, a larger intervention for your final project. So let's talk a little bit about assignment types. Your main assignment throughout this course is going to be our discussion posts. So our discussion posts have two points. Each time that the discussion is due, there will be a discussion due based on the topic from the previous week. So you'll have 7 full days to complete a discussion assignment. The final discussion post will be due on the Monday after the topical issue, so by 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As part of the discussions, there are 2 parts. I need your direct post to the assignment prompt, and I also need a substantive peer response. It's absolutely essential that you do your response to the assignment prompt and a substantive peer response. This course, because it's applied, we're really looking for growth together as a group. And so responding to your peers gives them the opportunity to get some feedback on their post. And what I mean by substantive reply is that you don't just agree with them and say, hey, great job. You say, hey, you did a pretty good job, but here's what you could also look at, right? Here's a way to expand or a way to enhance your post or enhance the information that you're demonstrating in your post. So those are my expectations for the discussions. Because this is an applied course, almost all of the discussions are going to be application type prompts. They're asking you to apply whatever topic we're talking about that day or that week to your lived experience, to your organizational experience. For those of you that are seasoned veterans within your organizations, you can absolutely kind of dig back and look at your experiences and use those to fulfill out your assignments. For those of you that are more traditional students or that are younger in your career, right, you might have to look outside of a traditional work environment, but perhaps it was another, you can find another organizational experience that you can apply to as part of a student club or a volunteer organization or something like that. But there's always something. We're just looking for you to look back, right, to look at how we can apply evidence to your previous experiences. And we're looking for growth towards you applying that evidence, right, evidence-based framework to look at how you are making decisions, leadership decisions, specifically within your organization or your careers as you move forward, because you're only going to become more successful if you are making decisions that are based on credible evidence of success, right? If you're doing something that you know works, chances are it's going to work in the future. If you're doing something because you think, oh, well, this just feels right, or something squishy like that, the chance that you're going to succeed, right, that's that 50-50 flip of a coin. You have no idea if that's going to work or not. So we really want you to get on that bandwagon of make sure that your decisions, when necessary and when available, are based on evidence, right? Evidence of utility from previous research or previous experience. So beyond our 10 discussion posts this semester, we have that midterm project and we have that final project. I would like you to, at some point, really I would skip ahead in the modules, get to that midterm assignment prompt, and look at that final assignment prompt to look at what the expectations are for those. Because what I'm really looking for you to do is to literally introspectively look at your work environment and say, what's one area or one thing in my environment that I think that we could improve or change? And so you'll be designing an intervention based on identifying that problem, telling me who the stakeholders are, right? You're going to learn the term stakeholder. That's all the people that are involved, right? That would be impacted by your intervention. You're going to talk to me about what the evidence is for the specific action that you want to take to resolve that problem. You're going to tell me about the logistic steps that you need to take in order to institute those actions. And you're going to tell me about how you're going to evaluate the success of that program, right? I'm an evaluator by training, so I'm going to be harping on that. So I'm really expecting a strong evaluation piece as part of those interventions, both your midterm, your smaller intervention, and your larger intervention. So I want you to lay out, what things do you need to track, right, in terms of outcomes of your actions to know whether it's successful or not, right? Say you are in an intervention where you want to change the retainment practice for your organization, right? Maybe you're HR based and you've noticed that you keep losing employees. Your turnover rate's 80%. So you want to revamp, your intervention is revamping that retainment process to retain employees, to reduce that turnover rate. What would you be evaluating as a measure of success or as a metric of success for that intervention? That retainment rate. You'd want to see it, right? You'd want to see it increase. You'd want to see, or vice versa, the turnover rate, you want to drop from 80% to 30% or 20%. You're going to set an actionable outcome. And I want you to be able to do that because you're going to have to do that in real life. You have to measure success. You can't just throw things at the wall and see if they stick. You got to put something out there. You got to take action, and then you got to measure the impact of that action. You got to measure, right, numerically, what was the effect of my intervention. If it was a problem, there was some high rate, like we said, turnover before you implement your action, your intervention, we want to see that rate drop. So you got to measure that. And that gives you evidence, right? That is your evidence of success. But depending on what your intervention is, what that problem is, that's going to really define what you're looking to change. But you want to make sure that you're doing that. And this course will help you to really determine the evidence that you need, and will help you through the modules to really get at that intervention design. But that's basically all I want you to know at this point. As I said, welcome to the course. I'm excited to be your instructor. If you have any questions, you can always feel free to reach out to me through Canvas. I'll make sure I get back to you as soon as I can. Otherwise, this is a pretty self-directive course, so make sure that you're following in the modules, review the entire syllabus. There is no everything that you can find in there, our readings and everything will be in the course schedule. That's also right under the syllabus in the course, in the module section. So you can get to all those links. If something, for instance, isn't working, let me know that as well, because I'll make sure that the links to the readings are accurate at that point. I'll get IT support for that. But otherwise, welcome to the course. On Monday morning, jump in, get there in module 1, and start becoming applied psychology, science leadership based folks. All right. Well, it was great getting to introduce myself to you folks, and I look forward to seeing your first discussion prompt. All right. Here's to a good semester. Thanks, everyone.